In today's video, we're gonna deep dive this specialty built bag right here. Now, it was designed for sports medicine, specifically athletic trainers. Now, if you're like me, somebody who's not in that profession, I will show you how I used it and show you how this bag could still potentially work for you. Let's get into it. How's it going, friends? I'm John and this is Unpack'd. If you're new here, welcome. On this channel, I like to test different backpacks, slings, everyday carry items, and all sorts of different travel related gear. Now, if you like content like that, or you find any value in today's video and you want to support the channel, please consider hitting like and subscribe. Thank you. Today on the review table, we have the Nexus Deadbug version 2, or the DV2 for short. Nexus Sports Medicine is a Florida-based gear company that's designing and building gear specifically for athletic trainers. Now, I know what you're thinking. John, you're not a trainer and you're definitely not athletic. What are you doing with this bag right here? So let me give you a little bit of background. I actually got to meet the owner of Nexus Sports Medicine and the designer of DV2 here. His name is Jay, and he was telling me that after his time in the Marine Corps, he started working as an athletic trainer, and he identified a gap in the gear needed for his profession. So he started to tap into his love for art, his own artistic abilities, and started to design that gear, and Nexus Sports Medicine was born. Now, also in that conversation, we talked about how this is one of, if not the best bag in sports medicine. But he wanted to see how this bag can transcend sports medicine, work its way into everyday carry. So he politely asked, John, would you be open to testing the DV2 in such scenario? So now, while this bag is definitely out of my wheelhouse in both size and function, I'm always up for a challenge, and here we are. Now, if you're an actual athletic trainer and you're watching this video hoping to get a review of the bag, don't worry, I still got you covered. We're gonna show you all the ins and outs. I'm gonna talk about all the features. I'm gonna show you a few accessories that you can add onto this bag. We're gonna talk about the overall build quality and how it carried. So you're definitely gonna find value in today's video still. And if you're somebody who's not in sports medicine, we're gonna talk about the versatility of the bag in different scenarios, how this bag could potentially work its way into your EDC carry. So this is a sling, but as you can probably already tell, it's gonna be on the bigger side of slings. Now let's talk dimensions. So I am gonna feature a couple of accessories that are available to add on to this bag right here, but I will put the specifications and dimensions for those items on the screen once we get there. Right now, we're gonna talk solely about the DV2. So this bag does stand at 13.8 inches tall. It has a length of 7.7 inches and a depth of 7.1 inches. So this bag is kind of like me. It's kind of chunky, it's kind of thick, it's got a little bit of girth to it, but I ain't mad at it though. Now, on the website, there was no official capacity or weight listed, but if I had to take an educated guess, I would put this bag anywhere between 8 to 10 liters, probably closer to that 10-liter range. And when I weighed it on my own personal scale, it had a dry weight of 2.7 pounds. So once we get into the feature set and materials and hardware, we can start to get a better idea of why this bag comes in at 2.7 pounds, because it is a little bit heavy, especially for a sling, but then that'll make more sense once we dive into those materials. Now this bag does come in a lot of different colors and a lot of different materials, so it's always best to refer to the website to get the most updated offerings on the website. Now I'll put links down in the descriptions to all the products we're going to talk about today, but don't get it twisted. I am not an affiliate. I don't do affiliate programs. I don't make no commissions. Those links are solely there to provide you a quick way to view the product. So the color I have for you today is this beautiful olive color, one of my favorite colors. Olive drab, ranger green, whatever you want to call it. I love it. Love the green. It does come with a 1-year manufacturing warranty to the original purchaser, and all of that is going to run you about $115 retail. But again, always check the website because Nexus is always running sales. So currently at the time of filming, even though it has a suggested retail price of $115, this bag is on the website for $77. So this gear is designed by a military veteran, and Nexus really leans into that by designing a very tactical vibe into their gear, and that's pretty apparent here on the DV2 by these laser cut rolls of moly up front. Now this black section here is loop lined, or it's the back side of the Velcro again, so you have that loop line material here, you have that loop material there, and that's going to add to the bag's overall modularity. Now alternatively, you can also decorate this area with patches. Now Nexus does offer a line of patches where you can customize and add flair to your bag, but if you already own some, let's just say you want to support your favorite YouTuber, a great place to do so. So the tactical vibe is apparent throughout the bag by you have rows of MOLLE on each side, rows of MOLLE on the shoulder strap, and you have this beautiful 550 paracord handle. Now this handle is very nice. It's nice in the hand. Again, it adds to the overall tactical vibe of the bag, but again, it ties everything in together very nicely. Now, as far as quality is concerned, from my initial impressions out of the bag and my impressions of testing this bag over the last several weeks, the quality is very, very good. I found no loose stitching, no bad quality anywhere. You do have reinforced stitching at places you want to see the reinforced stitching, like at the shoulder strap attachment, at the handle, you have the box stitching there. Again, all signs of great quality. This bag does feel very good in the hand, and it does feel like it's gonna last you a really long time. So running down the exterior features, you have 2 pockets on the front side of the bag. This pocket is gonna be the entire length. It is pretty, shallow. It doesn't have a lot of depth to it, so this pocket is gonna be best left for flatter items, flatter gear. This one does have a little bit of volume there. It's kind of like your quick access pocket. On each side of the bag, you do have those rolls of MOLLE. You also have these elastic loops here. Now these elastic loops are meant for pins, markers. You can put a pin light, hand sanitizer. Again, it adds to the overall modularity of the bag. And of course, continuing on that theme, you do have 2 D-rings up top. You have a little bit of branding there letting you know what bag you're carrying there, DV2. You do have a little bit of branding down at the bottom of the bag. Now it's like a rubberized patch. It's not loud. It's actually very nice quality, not gonna rub off. Again, really subtle branding. I ain't mad at it. Now moving over to the back side of the bag, you do have the Nexus branding a little bit more prominent there on the shoulder strap. And on the back panel, you have this wonderful, beautifully padded mesh back panel. Now this thing is comfortable. It breathes really well. Honestly, this back panel is a lot more comfortable than some of the bags I've tested. That says a lot. Very nice, comfortable back panel and breathable mesh. You do have that same breathable padding and mesh on the back side of the shoulder strap. All great signs and add to the overall carry comfort. Now this shoulder strap is mounted in the center, but you can detach it down at the bottom. So if you want a left-handed or right-handed swing to attach your bag the way you want, you do have that modularity there to do so without having to purchase additional accessories. Now the bag does come with a stabilizer strap where you can add to the shoulder and clip there, again adding to the bag stabilization. I chose to rock it without it. I didn't think it was necessary, but if you're rocking heavier loads, that is an option for you as well. So the primary material of this bag is a 550D WRX material. Now I'm not super familiar with WRX material, but from what I can tell, it has a 500D face, so that's going to be pretty, comparable to any 500D bag you have. But I do notice this cross ply pattern poking through the material, so that leads me to believe that this is a laminate. So that X ply is going to add to the overall abrasion and water resistance. So it probably is something closer to like X50. Again, a great material to have. It's nice and soft, not really like sandpapery and scratchy like 1000D, but it's going to be nice and soft and very, very durable, especially with that cross ply backing that you can see poking through. The bag does feature all name brand hardware. You have YKK zippers with these paracord pulls. You have Duraflex buckle. And if you don't know what YKK and Duraflex hardware are, YKK zippers are considered to be the best, smoothest zippers in the game. And plastic Duraflex hardware is going to be the best plastic hardware you can have on the bag. You should have no problem clipping or unclipping this buckle for the lifetime of this bag. So this bag only has 1 shoulder strap, and it does come with an additional strap keeper there to keep everything nice and tidy. Now as we get into the interior of this bag, you're going to see how this bag shines and how it was developed specifically for athletic trainers. Now this front part is full clamshell, again super smooth YKK zippers, and when you open it up, it reveals this beautiful nylon material. Now this high-vis material is great, so it makes it easier for you to spot your gear. Nothing gets lost in your bag. And the bag is padded, so everything you put in here is gonna have a nice deal of protection, nice padded panels, and that's why the bag stands up so well on its own as well. On this front flap, you're gonna have 4 pockets up top here. You're gonna have a slip pocket here and 1, 2, 3 smaller pockets there. Again, all this organization is designed for band-aids, creams, anything tape, tapes, different things, anything kind of sports related, kind of like a medic bag or a first aid bag. On this other side here, you're gonna have 2 zipper pockets up top. You have a slip pocket here, and 3 pin loops there. Do have a little bit of branding down at the bottom. Tells you right there, US veteran designed in Tampa, Florida, Deadbug version 2, Nexus sports medicine there. So let's move over to the main compartment. Now in this main compartment, it doesn't open up full clamshell, and it has this kind of wedge sandwich type divider here in the middle. Now this is designed for you to put rows of tape for, you know, athletic trainers. Alternatively, if you don't use this kind of sandwich divider, it lays flat and you can use the internal volume just like a normal backpack or a normal sling. Pretty big there. You can add water bottle and things of that nature. Now, is one thing to note, if you do use this sandwich divider, anything, bulkier items, anything you put in here is going to kind of fall back into that panel. So you couldn't add a water bottle if you're putting bigger, bulkier gear in here. So something to keep in mind, if you do choose to use this space, you are giving up the rest of the space on the inside of the bag. So on the back side, you do have elastic loops for you to attach more gear if necessary, and you have a giant slip pocket behind the back there. On the front side, you are going to have one additional zippered pocket there because the rest of the space is utilized for this kind of like sandwich divider there. Moving over to the back side of the bag, you have two zippers here, and those are the same pocket. You can get to it from either side. So the inside of this pocket is loop lined, so it's a great place for you to add more organization, more additional patches, pouches, things of that nature. Alternatively, if you're in America and you participate in the Second Amendment, this is a great area to put your Velcro, you know, holster there, and you can conceal your CCW right there. And since you have access from it from both sides, again, makes it a great CCW spot. Whether you're left-handed or right-handed, you'll have easy access to your CCW with these super smooth zippers. So these are two of the modular accessories that are available for the DV2. This is the drone and this is the Firefly. So let's talk about them one by one. So this drone here is their multi-purpose pouch slash sling. You can use this as a crossbody sling. You can use this as a fanny pack. You can use this as a dedicated pouch. Very versatile, and it does come with the strap, so you can easily turn it into a crossbody sling or a fanny pack. Now let's talk about some of the features. Now, I'm gonna put the specs for this up on the screen. This is going to be like a 1 liter sling if you were to use it as that such, you know, as a crossbody. More like a 1 liter sling. So you do have this laser cut Velcro design piece up front where you can attach more gear here, or patches or anything like that. You do have those two elastic loops that you see on the DV2 for more additional gear. Now you can peel this off completely and it reveals a glove pouch right here on the inside, like a sneaky little pouch for you to, you know, discreetly hide something, or again, use it as intended to add a couple of latex gloves. I think on the website it says you can hold up to 6 gloves in that pouch there, easily dispensed if you are using it for sports medicine. You have some branding up front. You have one pocket here, no additional organization, but you do have that radioactive green, a great contrasting color. I love the colors that they chose to use on this specific pouch here. Now it doesn't have a lot of volume, so it's going to be best left for, you know, your smaller, flatter items there. Now on the inside of this pack, to get in, you do have YKK zippers as well, but this one is also PU coated to add more water resistance. So if you do use this as like a tech pouch, your electronics are going to be well protected in there. Now when you get into this, it does have a 90-degree opening, and it's nice and wide, so you can easily see all the stuff, all the gear you have in there. Again, if you're using this for sports medicine, you do have some shallow pockets here to put more of that gear that you'll need to carry. Alternatively, you can put cables, chargers, and things of that sort. You know, your phone will also fit in here, your passport if you're using this as a sling. A great little versatile pouch in my opinion. Now it does come with these MOLLE clips, so you can attach this bag to the outside of your DV2, but also the back side is hook line, so you can easily slap this to the front of the DV2, which I'll show you here in a second. Now all these little loops here, from my understanding, are for additional gear. Now you can attach that strap like we mentioned earlier. It has these split bar hooks. You can easily loop them through the MOLLE and make this into a sling, make this into a fanny pack. But it does come with these admin panels. It does come with 2 admin panels, this one and this one. So this one has, again, more elastic for flashlights, gear, anything you might need, a simple pocket. Now this admin panel just has 2 stretch pockets. So if you're using this as a dedicated pouch or a sling, you have 2 pockets there that are rest against your body to put some additional gear. Or if you're using this in the vertical crossbody way, you can also add that admin panel there. So again, there's so much versatility, so much modularity. It's kind of almost endless the things you can do with this little drone. Now moving over to the Firefly, I'll put the dimensions for this little guy up there. This is a smaller modular pouch. Again, beautiful multicam black Cordura material. This is something that's supposed to be mounted to the side or more popularly to the shoulder strap of the DV2. You have a loop field up front. It reveals this open pocket that has a lot of volume to it. I use this on the side of my DV2 and I use it as a quick access pocket. I put my retainer case and stuff like that in here. Keys, wallet, stuff that I wanted quicker access to on the side. Now you do have, again, that PU coated zipper there that's gonna add water resistance to whatever you put. This back side has a slip pass-through with an elastic band on the inside, then that's meant for you to put your medical scissors and things like that. Now, I didn't carry anything like that, so I didn't use this section of the bag. Opens up on the inside, again, that radioactive green, so nice. And you just have one slip pocket on each side of the bag. Now, I can confirm you can fit a full-size iPhone 15 Pro Max with the case in there. Fits in there just nice. On this front side, again, lots of volume in there, and it also has access to the, again, another glove dispenser there. If you're using latex glove, you can attach this to your shoulder strap and have quicker access to your gear. Again, if I was keeping my cell phone and wallet and all that stuff, I had it pretty close on hand. But if you're using this as a sports trainer, again, you can put rolls of tape in here and your gloves up front. Now you do have two D-rings here for more additional attachments, and this also comes with a strap if you wanted to use it as a little pouch, a sling, a little fanny pack as well. And you can also attach this with these MOLLE clips here. You can attach it to your belt loop. But alternatively, what makes this and the drone so awesome, and I'm glad that they come with those MOLLE clips, because let's just say you own a backpack with MOLLE. Now, famously, most of the GoRucks, like this one here, come with those rolls of MOLLE down at the bottom. And I can confirm you can attach these Firefly or the drone to the front of your GoRuck, again adding more modularity to different packs that, you know, have this MOLLE system of webbing. So once you have your drone packed out, that hook side will easily attach to the loop side, and it can put your pouch right up there, and it's nice and secure. It'll support the whole weight of your bag. Now, if you want to make it extra secure, you can also secure it with the MOLLE clips. Again, if you're not using the DV2, you can attach it to GoRuck bags and 511 bags, things of that sort. But that's how it would look right there. Easily attach it to the front of your DV2. So these MOLLE clips make it pretty easy for you to attach your gear to the side. Now, this Firefly is very popular mounted on the shoulder strap, but I didn't want additional gear on my shoulder strap, so I chose to mount it on the side of my DV2. So the way these guys work, you just pop the little center button there, and then once you pop the buckle, you can easily slip it out and then fish it through the MOLLE straps there and then reconnect it as such. So that's the easy way for you to connect your Firefly to GoRuck bags, 511 bags, or to the side of your DV2. Again, you just fish them down the sides of the MOLLE and then you reconnect them to the side of the bag there. Once you got it buckled in, it's nice and secure. Once you have your Firefly attached, I found this a great pocket to house my sunglasses, a snack. I even put my wallet down in the back slip pocket there. I use a slim wallet from Alpaca, kind of matches the bag. Easy there. And then that front pocket having so much volume, since I'm still doing my Invisalign and I have to take it off every time I eat, it was a great place to put my retainer case. It fit there, plenty of volume. I kind of use this as the quick access pocket of my DV2. On this front interior pocket, you have so many options for different things. Now, I know it's meant for Band-Aids and all kinds of stuff like that, but I chose to use this bag as my creator bag. So I have my drone batteries. They easily fit in these Velcro pockets up front, because my drone only lasts 15 minutes, so 2 additional batteries, it buy me extra 30 minutes. I have my 65-watt charger in case I needed to recharge anything on the go. You know, my GoPro fit down in one of these pockets here. Again, I use this as my content creation bag. I shoot B-roll with all this, my GoPro and my drone and all things like that. I always carry, you know, backup headphones, just in case my AirPods die, and of course a variety of cables that I need on the go. Again, all fit down into these pockets. Now, of course, if you're using this for the intended purpose, like the sports training, more options to add Band-Aids and all the things that you would need. Even my Ikigai case would find a home. down in one of these slip pockets. I mean, just so versatile of the things that you can fit in this bag. On this front flap here, again, you have 2 additional pockets. You have pin pockets for, you know, pen, a marker. You had more slip pockets on the front and back there as well. I had a notebook. I don't know where my notebook is right now, but I had my field notes there. And up top here, you can add more additional gear. Like I always carry my portable charger. Now it is kind of bulky, my Anker 3-in-1 charger, but again, so many options and so many places to carry all sorts of gear. Never had an issue finding a place for something to go in this bag. And the fact that it opens up all the way full clamshell, you can easily get a glimpse of everything you're carrying all at once. So on the back side of the main compartment, you have these elastic loops there. Now I'm not quite sure what piece of medical gear you can use there, but for me, I like to attach my tools that I like to always carry on me. A flashlight, I got my Olight Arc Felt Pro will go there. My pocket knife will easily clip in there, and of course my Big Idea Design bit bar for just having a small little screwdriver and bit set on me in case I need to for any reason. I would just clip those into the back there. Now I did choose to use this sandwich divider. Like I say, you don't have to use it, and you can use the more internal volume of the bag, but on this internal divider, I put my drone remote, I put my actual drone itself in one pocket there. And then on the other pocket, I use my DJI Osmo Pocket 3, some, you know, handles and grips for my GoPro, and they all fit nicely in that pocket right there. And everything just closes up like a sandwich, and you can zip up the whole thing very nicely. Again, this bag feels closer to 10 liters, plenty of space for my gear. Now this top pocket up front does have a little bit of volume on its own. It has these gussets here to kind of keep everything together so your stuff don't fall out. I use this also as a quick access area too, and I put my AirPods in there, eye drops, and a chapstick for just quick, easy go items. You also have the drone that you can keep those things in as well up front. On the back side, if you're not going to conceal carry, you can easily fit a 10-inch iPad in there, or put an additional loop accessory there. But an iPad, 10-inch iPad fits perfect in this pocket. Very nice, almost like it was meant for that iPad. Nice, it adds a little bit of structure to the back panel. 10-inch iPad fits perfect in the back panel there. If you have a smaller Kindle device or anything like that, that will easily fit as well. Again, with the MOLLE webbing on the shoulder strap, you can easily add the stabilizer strap, or I always like to carry a small flashlight. Now I know I have a flashlight on the inside, it's just my Olight. I've gotten the habit of clipping it to the shoulder strap of all my bags. It's clips, it's so simple. You can easily add it to the front of any bag or the side or anywhere a bag that has MOLLE. Very, very useful light. I always just like having it there. It kind of looks like a little bit of a body cam when you're walking around. I like the tactical look that it gives the tactical bag. So even though this is a small bag, it's a mighty bag, and as you can see, we can pack the hell out of it. Now you start adding the modular accessories, you add to the volume. Of course, the bag will start to look a little bit busy, but you always have the option to add and remove as you like. Now you still have more external features to attach stuff. So I have my Henry Holster's hand sanitizer. You still have those D-rings on the side. I can easily attach my hand sanitizer if I wanted to on the outside there. And I forgot to mention, in this front slash pocket, while there's no additional organization on the inside of that pocket, you do have a plastic key leash, so you can always attach your keys there as well. More places to stash stuff also. Now, it's fully loaded, it stands up well on its own, but even when it's empty, the bag still stands up well on its own due to the padding that the bag also has. So given all the modularity and the bag fully packed out, you can really load this bag out and add to the overall weight. Now, it being already a heavy bag at 2.7 pounds, it can really start to add up. Now, they do give you this 3.5-inch strap, well padded, to help support the weight of the bag. You do have to toy with it a little bit to dial it in, and you also have the stabilizer strap to help you with with that. Overall, the bag carried pretty comfortably. I would recommend a medium-sized load for this bag, not to exceed, because if you start really adding on to it, I found that the bag can get a little bit uncomfortable. And because of the wide strap, I found that sometimes the bag would dig into the side of my neck. Now that would be, amplified by the weight of the bag if I was carrying a heavy load. So everyday carry items, not super loaded up, I think the bag performs really well, but overall the comfort was pretty good, as long as you keep the weight down to a moderate level. So even though I used the bag outside of its design use case, there are some things I still liked and some things I disliked about the bag. Now, one of the things that I really liked about the bag is its overall versatility. Now, with all the pockets and sleeves in different areas to put things, that may be overwhelming for some people, but for some others, it could be a really, really well bag. Now, this could easily be like my content creation bag. I think after this, I'm gonna transition it into my tool bag. I can load different screwdrivers, bits, and different drivers. I'm gonna test it out in that aspect as well when I'm done here with this video. But that leads into the bag's, versatility. This can be a range bag. You have that Velcro lined back where you can put your CCW, you can put ammunition in the front, different pockets for different things. This could also be a dad bag, a mom bag to put your diapers, wipes, treats, and all the little pockets for your kids. A good day bag for the amusement park. I mean, there's a wide range of things this bag could be good for, and I really enjoyed the versatility and the ideas that I had exploring, trying to find a use for this bag. Again, so many different ways, and I'm gonna try another way even after this video. Great versatile bag, I like it. Now, while tactical gear isn't my first choice, I did really enjoy the love and look of this bag. Now, maybe because it's in a smaller frame, it gives off a little bit of a less tactical vibe, but I did enjoy all the moly and the materials. And of course, I'm a sucker for olive green, but this paracord handle, super nice. I love the military vibe. I love the tactical vibe, which is surprising to me because that's not usually my overall aesthetic that I go for. And lastly, I really enjoyed the size of this bag. It's a fun little size. Like I said, it's about 10 liters. So it makes it a great day bag, a great EDC for some people who have a smaller carry. Now, unfortunately, I couldn't use it as my everyday carry, but while carrying it for my, content creation, out filming B-roll for different videos, it was a fun little bag, a nice little bag to carry. I would throw my water bottle in there, just really different things that you can really, play with this bag. Again, very versatile, fun little size, a fun little bag. Overall, really enjoyed my time using this bag. So some things that I didn't like about the bag, that would be the shoulder strap. Now, it's nice and wide at 3.5 inches, but I found that if you did a lot of walking in the bag, especially with heavier loads, the strap would start to move up and it was kind of dig into my neck because it's a very, very wide strap. So I fear that if you're a smaller, petite person, this could be even a bigger issue. But I'm 5'10", kind of a bigger guy at 190 pounds. And as I would walk, the strap would start to walk this way. Now, I did try to use a stabilizer strap. It's a little finicky and it just makes it feel a little bit overbearing for me. And I didn't really see a difference, but I'll also be honest with you, I didn't test it enough with the stabilizer strap because I just didn't enjoy using the stabilizer strap. One more small issue I found with the bag is the length of the strap. Now, it's a pretty long strap and it's designed to be that way, but when you would set the bag down, your strap would hang below. And I found some places like in the park when I was out where I would put the bag down and the shoulder strap would come down and rest in the gravel. So that entire time my bag was down on the ground, the strap would be dragging in the gravel, and then I would go to put the bag on and transfer some of that dust and dirt from the gravel onto my shirt because the strap was kind of dangling in the dirt and gravel. Again, it's kind of something hard to avoid because you need that length of the strap being just one single strap, but just something to keep in mind as well, that if you're constantly putting this bag down, the shoulder strap and webbing are subject to make contact with whatever's on the ground, just like any backpack. But I felt that it was exaggerated a little bit more on the DV2 because of the one strap design. It felt like, it was really dangling kind of low and just dragging on the dirt. But I don't know how you would fix that. It's just something that I noticed while using the bag. So I did have other nitpicks with the bag, but that's more so because I was using the bag outside of its use case. And again, like I mentioned, whenever you're using something outside of its design use case, it's always gonna have a little bit of shortcomings. So I'm not gonna knock the bag for having too much organization, because it was designed to have a lot of organizations for different sports trainers, athletic trainers, medical professionals to put all their gear into as a quick go bag. And so I can't really knock it for doing the thing that it was designed. That was more so my use case. I would have preferred a little bit more, you know, bigger pockets instead of a lot of smaller pockets. But again, not a knock on the bag, because the bag is doing what it's designed to do. It's more so just a problem with me trying to make the bag perform outside of its use case. So some final thoughts on the Deadbug version 2 from Nexus Sports Medicine, and bonus accessories, the drone and the Firefly. I think these are great, wonderfully designed gear, and they're available in so many different materials and so many different color options. There's going to be something for everybody. It's well-built gear, and of course, if you're into sports medicine, you're an athletic trainer, this is going to be a no-brainer to up your carry game. But if you're not, the amount of organization this bag offers can provide so many different use cases for you to use this bag. So I want to know your thoughts on the Deadbug version 2 from Nexus Sports Medicine. Let me know down in the comments. If you're not into sports medicine, you're not an athletic trainer, let me know down in the comments how you would use something like this with so much organization. I want to hear your ideas. If you're an athletic trainer or you're in sports medicine or in the medical field, let me know your honest thoughts about this bag. I think it's a great bag, but again, I'm not in your profession, but to me, it seems like it would perform extremely well as it was designed by somebody in your profession. Let me know. So if you made it this far in this video, I want to say thank you so much for sticking around for this long. I want to give a special thank you to Nexus Sports Medicine for sending this gear out for me to test and review. And again, thank you for supporting me on another review, and I cannot wait to see you on my next one.